Got Anthony coming back in here with another question. Wholesome one about recruiting. What corners do you want Miami to go after? For me, I want Kamari Rogers, Trey Fagans, and Denver Harris. We did talk a little recruiting last week when the Wholesome one finished up the 21 class. In terms of the 22 class, I think you have yet to really dig in on that one. But do you know about these particular players?
I know about everyone he's brought up, and I think that you want to also add not Surtain Jr., because he obviously went to Bama. Earl Little's son. But Earl Little's son doesn't play corner, but he's big on what we need to bring to the table in this upcoming recruiting class. All right. But I like what we're doing, and I also trust T-Rob. Now that we got the bartender out of there, I think things are going to go pretty well in the defensive back recruiting. And it won't just be safeties. Okay, we'll also get some corners. We'll get some striker recruiting going up. And it'll look a lot better for the Miami Hurricanes. I mean, like I always tell you, Mark, there's no way on God's green earth that a first rounder should have to answer to a bartender walk-on about who should play corner at the University of Miami. It's just, But I do also understand the aspect from the coaching ranks is you can only hire the people that you know. And when you have a first-time head coach, a Coach Manny Diaz, his wings or his wide net, as you will, is not as strong as some of the other candidates who could have taken the job. And so he had to hire from who he's known, and that's people that's either coached with him at La Tech, Mississippi State, over his time, NC State, over that time. So I kind of understood it. I just think that we've grown past it. We've learned from what we've done. And I'm hoping that he takes all of what he did, good and bad, brings it in, and kind of takes it from me.
Wholesome one, we've talked about Manny Diaz developing as a head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So regardless of the record this season coming up in 21, what's going to be and what is that list of indicators that's going to show you that he's progressing as a head coach?
Preparation, Mark. What I mean by that is the last couple of seasons when Miami was on the football field with teams that were very similar to them in talent or exceeded their talent, or maybe not even talent-wise, but the coaching was so much higher than what Miami had, so it made up for the talent deficiencies. Miami didn't always look the best. All right. So there comes a point where the eye test is huge, okay? And for those of us who can analyze a game and really sit down and rewatch the film and break it down, there's a lot of little nuances that I want to see the Miami Hurricanes start to do differently. All right. Here's a couple of them. On defense, for years, we were so ultra aggressive in the front that if you broke contain, you could break for 60 yards on us. Well, that's something that has been a part of the Manny Diaz defense for a decade now. Even when he was at Texas, when he was at Mississippi State. Okay, there comes times where if he gets to the QB and his defensive line gets pressure, he does very well. But if you're able to beat his defensive ends, if you're able to get outside of his outside linebackers, he gives up a lot of yardage. Learning how to convey the message of contain as a defense, and understanding that, yes, some defensive ends are meant to contain. That's what a lot of their play is. But if I have a defensive end who likes to cheat inside, a la Jalen Phillips, as a striker, as a linebacker, as a strong safety, I need to be able to make him right. If I know he's peeking inside, I need to shoot outside. I need to get to that C gap and maybe even sneak a little bit outside to the D gap to overcompensate for it and force that back to bounce it back into my help. Okay, but you got to be able to teach the young men that. You got to be able to get them to react that fast, know each other, build that chemistry on the football field. Okay, now some of that is outside of coaching, some of it is experience, but they usually work together and how you attack teams offensively and defensively. All right, but having an upgrade in coaches is what's also going to help that. If I go out and bring in better coaches, then I would expect my team to be more prepared, better prepared, right? Which means these young men are not going to go out there on the football field like it's NCAA and they got 60 overall awareness, all right? Anyone who's played the game, and I love to do this comparison because a lot of people play the NCAA football game, whether it's college football revamped or the old school NCAA 14. You could have a player on your team, he's really good. But if you go in and change one attribute, speed is one of them, okay, strength is another, acceleration is another, man coverage, catching, all that stuff. If you give them a 90-plus awareness, it changes completely how the player plays. Okay, that awareness means when you know what's going on the football field, not just play recognition. Play recognition is something else. All right, I know they're in cover 3, so I know what I can get against them. I'm going to wait for that strong safety to come down to alley 5. I'm going to throw that slant. They're in cover 2. All right, I know I'm going to go ahead and give me a curl on one side. I'm going to put my number 2, my inside player on a seam. That safety is going to be one high, one-on-one with a safety, so I'm going to have to beam the ball, one-on-one with the slot. That corner is going to try to jump that out route, and if I do a quick curl with my running back right in front of that linebacker, it's wide open. Just beam the ball, nobody's going to be there, all right? If I'm in man, I'm doing curls and slants, all right? That's play recognition. That's you understanding what's happening in front of you. But if a player has high awareness, not only do they realize the play, but they understand people coming in for chop blocks. They understand if I'm coming scot-free as a defensive tackle, it must be a screen because I'm not that good. Okay, they understand when somebody steps down, they're reading me, no one's blocking me. I need to make sure I understand what's going on in front of me. All these type of things happen with awareness. How does that help you in real life? That's from coaching, okay? You trust your coaches. You trust the game plan. You understand who you're going up against this week, all right? That gives you that confidence, but you have awareness of what's going on in front of you. So that's one of the things that I want to see from Coach Manny Diaz moving forward. How does his team play 4 quarters of football, maybe 5 required in overtime, 4 or 5 quarters of football against teams that are comparable to them in talent or even teams that are better than them in talent, okay? How do you come out and play against them? And I saw some really good things. First half against Clemson, pretty solid, okay? One of the better things that you could ask for. The whole game against North Carolina was trash, you know? How the offense played versus NC State. How the defense played against, UAB and Virginia, teams like that, all right? We were rarely able to put it together as a whole, except for Duke, but at the same time, Duke is pitiful. All right, Tallahassee has been pitiful the last couple of years. Their program is not up to snuff. How does Coach Manny Diaz and this team put it together? You know, not saying you have to have it airtight. Don't give up no points. Score 100 points every single game. Yeah, go Canes. That's not what I'm saying. Does the team look prepared? Okay. Are they not energetic and aggressive just because it's a rivalry football game and it's the first half? No. I want to see that same level of intensity, 3rd and 4th quarter. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th quarter. I want to see the same attention to detail, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th quarter. I want us to be able to see adjustments, offensive and defensively, mid-2nd quarter. Don't have to wait till halftime to make our adjustments. All right. As a staff, we should be able to see something from upstairs. Hey, coach, you may want to watch out for this. Coach, we haven't been addressing that wheel route, coach. We haven't been addressing that corner blitz. We've been getting kind of lucky. All these little things you just want to start seeing as the program builds. So that's where my mind is, man. I really want to see this team and this program start to look like a well-oiled machine. All right. And I think we're on our way to that.